Hola, this lesson is on el pretérito for capítulo 8, which is un tiempo pasado, which means it's a past tense. It's just one of several. And in this course, we're going to learn the pretérito and the imperfecto. And so we'll start with el pretérito. We will be practicing with verb conjugations in the pretérito, which again is in past tense, for 2 chapters. Okay, for verbos regulares tenemos dos grupos de verbos. Tenemos verbos AR y verbos ER. And just like in the present tense, you are going to put on appropriate endings for an AR verb and appropriate endings for an ER/IR verb. And the endings will go with the subject. So if our subject is yo, our ending will be E. So yo hablé, yo comí. If your subject is tú, your endings will be aste o iste. Hablaste, comiste. If your subject is usted, él or ella, the ending is o or io. And notice these accent marks in the yo form and also in the el, ella, usted form. For nosotros, las terminaciones son amos, imos. Y para vosotros, las terminaciones son astes, istes. And with vosotros, I always present it, but you don't have to memorize it. Remember that vosotros is only used in Spain. And so most of the Spanish speakers we will be talking to will not be using the vosotros form. They would be using the ustedes form. And those endings are aron and hieron. So you just need to memorize these endings. Just channel them out. Aste, o, ambos, aron. Yeah, you don't even have to do the vosotros. Y, iste, yo, imos, hieron. Here's some examples. Nadar, to swim. Yo nadé, I swam. Again, these are past tense, so it translates to something that has already happened. Tú nadaste, you swam. Usted, él, ella, nadó. You, he, she swam. Nosotros nadamos, we swam. Vosotros nadasteis, you all swam. Ustedes, ellos, ellas, nadaron, you all or they swam. Salir, to leave or to go out. Yo salí, I left or I went out. Tú saliste, you left. Usted, él, ella, salió. You, he, she left. Nosotros salimos, we left. Vosotros salisteis, you all left. Ustedes, ellos, ellas salieron. You all or they left. There are lots of special spelling cases and irregulars in the preterite. And so in capítulo 8, we will be doing some, and then in capítulo 9, we will do the rest. So we have 2 chapters of just learning conjugations. So verbs that end in car, gar, or zar van a tener un cambio de ortografía en la forma de yo solamente. So they'll have a spelling change, but it's only going to happen in the yo form. And it's to maintain that k sound, g sound, and the s sound. So car would change to QUA. Yo practique, yo toque. Again, it's only going to be in the yo form. After the yo form, in the tú form, el form, nosotros form, and so on, it will go back to just being a C. Gar cambia a que. Yo jugué, yo entregué, yo llegué. And then the sar changes to se. Yo empecé. And these are the same spelling changes that you saw in capítulo 7 with the commands. So here's an example with almorzar. It's a ZAR, so it's going to change to se, with a se in the yo form. So we have yo almorcé, I ate lunch. You'll notice that it does not stem change. So at this point in capítulo 8, there are no stem changers for the preterite. Tú almorzaste. So it only has that spelling change in the yo form. After the yo form, it goes back to its normal spelling with the Z or the G or the C. Usted, él, ella almorzó. Nosotros almorzamos. Vosotros almorzasteis. Ustedes almorzaron. More spelling changes. Verbos como leer, creer, destruir, construir. You might want to add oír, to hear, to listen, to that as well. Tienen un cambio de ortografía en la tercera persona. So these are going to have a spelling change only in the third person. And your third person forms are your usted, él, ella, and ustedes, ellos, ellas. And so what's going to happen is the I that is in there will change to a Y. So él leyó and ellos leyeron. Él creyó, ellos creyeron. And so here's leer with all the conjugations. The yo form, yo leí, normal. Tú leíste. You'll notice I put a little estrellita next to it because it has an extra accent mark. Normally, two forms do not have accent marks, but leer, creer, and oír will. Usted, él, ella, leyó. So here is where you will have that spelling change. Nosotros leímos, again, extra accent mark on nosotros. Vosotros leísteis. Ustedes, ellos, ellas leyeron con Y. And so creer and oír are going to look just like leer with their conjugations. And then in capítulo 8, which is where we are, this should say 9, we have 3/4 irregulares. So we have dar, hacer, ir y ser. Ir y ser are going to have the same conjugations in the preterite. So depending on context, it could mean I went or I was. So dar means to give. So the yo form would be di, I gave. Tú diste, you gave. Usted, él, ella dio. You, he, she gave. Nosotros dimos, we gave. Vosotros disteis, y'all gave. Ustedes, ellos, ellas dieron, you all, they gave. Hacer, to do or to make. So in the past, did or made. Yo hice, I made. Tú hiciste, you did. Usted, él, ella hizo. He, she, you made. Nosotros hicimos, we made. Vosotros hicisteis, y'all made. Ustedes, ellos, ellas hicieron. You all, they made or did. And then again with ir y ser, they have the same conjugation. So fui, I went or I was. Fuiste, you went, you were. Fue, he, she, usted was or went. Nosotros fuimos, we went or we were. Vosotros fuisteis, y'all went or y'all were. Ustedes, ellos, ellas. You all, they went or were. All right, so here's some practice. So you might want to pause the video and go ahead and write down your conjugations to see if you're on the right track, and then play it when you're ready to go over the answers with me. So Alfredo viajó a Nueva York. Ana y Silvia escribieron una receta. Yo saqué muchas fotos. Yo compré los boletos. José tomó el sol. Tú comiste el cereal. Carlos y yo nos bajamos. Y nosotros le dimos las maletas al maletero. Okay, and here's another page of practice. So you probably want to pause the video and go ahead and answer these verb conjugations, write them down, and then push play when you're ready for the answers. El viernes nosotros fuimos a un restaurante. Mis amigos comieron en un restaurante mexicano. Carlos leyó el menú. You have your spelling change with leer. Carlos hizo cola por 30 minutos. Carlos stood in line for 30 minutes. It's irregular. Mis otros amigos volvieron de Cuba ayer. My other friends returned. Notice it doesn't stem change. Mi novio no me regaló nada. My boyfriend didn't give me anything. And so here we have an object pronoun. That's not our subject. Our subject is mi novio. Y Carlos fue en autobús a una excursión a Chichen Itza. And here's a summary page. This might be something that you want to print out. I like how it's in color. You don't have to worry so much about the stem changing verbs. We'll talk more about that next chapter. So don't worry about this part yet. But these other ones, it has your cargar zar, has how leer, creer, oír change. It has your 4/3 irregulars. Ver is on there. And then it has your AR, ER, IR endings. So practice with your conjugations. Make sure you memorize that. This is a really important part of this course, is being able to conjugate accurately in the preterite. You have to know it by memory. So really work on memorizing these conjugations. If you have any questions, send me an email. Adios.